Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Sam Nova 98 again, and today it is December 31st, 2022, and it's New Year's Eve where I am, and it's the final day of the year, and it's been an interesting year for me. The last 2 years have been kind of all over the place in my life, not only with the pandemic, with my personal life. It's been a roller coaster, but this year is seemingly like the year where, in a way, everybody picked themselves back up after a long 2 years of just absolute insanity. Because let's be honest, the last 2 years were fucking chaos. So this year felt like a breath of fresh air and sort of like a return, like a better year than the last two. And I wanted to make this video and just say thank you. Thank you to everyone who helped me get through this year and just sticking by my side. It means a lot to me, and this was overall a pretty good year for me, honestly, all things considered. It was a year that brought a lot of joy, brought a lot of great things to not just me, but I feel like a lot of people too. Like, there was a lot of great stuff that came out this year, a lot of great films and games, which I'm going to do a top 10 best films of the year list sometime in January. And worst films too when I get home from MagFest, because I'm going to MagFest in 2023, so it's actually in a few days. I gotta start packing for it. Actually, I'm leaving January 4th and not coming back till January 8th, but yeah, it's just this this year actually started out with MagFest coming back. I went to MagFest at the beginning of this year in 2023. I went with Sika BOT1 and Yoshi Gamer Girl. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun. And I had a friend of mine that was originally going to join, but because of the Omicron variant at the time, he stayed back. So it sucked that he couldn't go, but still, the convention was a lot of fun. A very different setup from what I'm used to with conventions, because I went to MagFest 2019 and 2020, and that was long before the pandemic even was a thought in our minds. And it was weird because going to conventions again more often this year was like returning home a little bit for me, going back to them. Another thing that actually happened this year was I actually went back to campus for school, because the last 2 years, ever since March of 2020, I've been going back to like I've been going online. Which I was weird, because I remember one day I went to school. Actually, it wasn't for a class. It was more of my department, my school program that I'm in, my major. They decided we're going to do a little party for the students that are graduating this semester. So that was a lot of fun. I also 2 weeks before that, 3 weeks before that, I actually went on a trip to Florida, actually. So it was a lot. That was a lot of fun. I actually took a plane for the first time ever. Very fun experience. Very good trip. I really needed it. And then this was something that happened. I actually got COVID back in it was back at the end of April. It was like April 29th. I went out with some friends that night, and I wasn't feeling the greatest, but I still wanted to go get some ramen with them, because it was, I guess, Avatar Day or something, and we wanted to get like some ramen. So we got ramen, but then out of nowhere I was like, I'll stay out a little bit. We got some ramen, and then I started getting cold chills. It was like right after I got done work. And the next day I woke up, I got sick, and I was like, why am I feeling like shit? And I couldn't sleep that night. I got home, I was not feeling well at all, and wouldn't you know it, I woke up the next morning, I took a COVID test, and I got COVID. I was like, fuck. And it was bad enough to the point where I had plans for the next week to go see Doctor Strange, because I got COVID like the week before Doctor Strange, but I felt I still wasn't feeling 100, and I was like, maybe I should just hold off on seeing it for a week. Which my friends, I said, if you want to go see the movie without me, we'll see it together later. I was more welcome to them doing that, because I didn't want them to wait for me to see a movie. I don't like when people do that, when they're like waiting for me to go see a movie with them. I'm like, just go see it without me, because I don't want to make you wait. But another thing that did happen this year, actually, this is the biggest thing. I was actually talking with my advisor, actually, for my program, who helps set up my classes. I've only got one semester of college left, and in the spring, and I was like, wait, what? I only have one semester left, so I couldn't believe it. I'm graduating college next year. This is like a huge deal because I was like, I'm graduating college. I'm like, holy shit, I couldn't believe it. Like when she said that, I'm like, it's scary. And I remember going back into school like for those few days because I had to drive downstate for my classes. I remember driving down there and taking and working on like stuff like for my class because my final project for school in the semester was actually the short film I posted to this channel called The Reaper's Last Job. That was a sort of a project that took a couple weeks to make. It was 2 days of filming, 3 weeks, a few weeks of just like putting it together, and then about 3 days of editing. So I spent a huge amount of time in like the last week of November to early December just working on that final project because holy shit, that project was a lot of fun to do, but the editing part was literally not as hard as I thought it was going to be. There were definitely parts where I was like, this is going to take a bit. Thankfully, I got the project done on time. I actually stayed later. I actually came in on a Wednesday, which isn't my day usually to come in, but I was like, all right, I got to get this stuff done. So I actually went to school on Wednesday to finish it, and it turned out really well. I showed it to my class. They all really enjoyed it. They loved it. They had a great experience with it, and I got a lot of good responses. And overall, I'm really happy with it. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to leave a link for it in the description. It's on this channel, but for you all to watch. So, and I will say another thing, my like small thing happened this year. I actually got an Xbox Series X, which a lot of people were like, how'd you get a Series X? Well, to give you an idea, at my job, I had to clean up this giant mess outside that was so gross, and it made me very frustrated that I had to. But it was crazy because I remember after I cleaned it, a few weeks after I did it, I got a notification from this thing called WorkHuman. Now, WorkHuman's like this app where you get rewarded with points, and the more points you can get stuff like gift cards or a console. And I got a $250 gift card from Best Buy. I used it, and I was like, all right, I got a $250 gift card. That's pretty cool. I was looking on BestBuy.com, and I saw the Xbox Series X was in stock finally. So I was like, yeah, we'll get a Series X. I might as well finally get it because I have a PS5. There's games on Series X I want to play. So I basically got my Series X for the same price you'd get an Xbox Series S right now, or at a point it was like the Series S I think was $250 at most places throughout the last part of the year, but that was definitely a cool thing to do. And I've been playing Xbox more often this year, not as much as my PlayStation, but still quite a bit. So that's going to be an interesting video to do when I talk about the games I finished this year, which I'm not going to do. I may do tomorrow night, I'm not sure, so like when it's like New Year's hits. So anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys had a great 2022. Thank you so much for sticking by and watching this channel. 2023 is looking like it's going to be a pretty good year, and we've got a lot going on. So also, one last thing I want to show off before I end the video. This was something I got from my partner back in I think it was April 13th. I just had gotten back from my trip to Florida, and they said they ordered something for me that was taking way longer to ship, and they said they had no idea when it was going to come. And I got the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. This is not an official one, but it's an actual sword replica. I'm not going to swing it because I don't want to fuck my camera up. But this is actually pretty fucking badass, and I really love this thing. It's a really cool like replica. It's like handmade, and God, this thing is so nice. And I love this thing. It looks really good with my lightsabers and my keyblade. So set that right there. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna put that back over here because I don't want it to fall. Nope, sorry, cough there. But yeah, that concludes my 2021 reflection blog. This was, overall, I can say, a good year for me. I know for some people it might have been a dark year. Let me know in the comments how your year was. Did you have a good year? Did you have a tough year? Did you have any big moments you were proud of this year? Let me know in the comments. And anyways, thank you guys so much for sticking with me through 2022. It means the world to me. I hope you guys all have an awesome 2023. Happy New Year, and thank you so much for sticking with me through 2022. And see you in 2023. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.